Welcome to another Study Authority episode. I am Claudia, and in this lesson I'm going to touch on some ways that you can invest in your productivity. Let's get started. First, invest in productivity education. You don't need to invent the wheel on many topics related to productivity. A lot of research has been done, especially over the last few decades, into the science of personal productivity and psychology, and many results have spilled over into the more easily digested popular self-help literature. So you do not necessarily need to go out and read advanced scholarly papers to get the inside scoop. Instead, hitting the self-help and business shelves at your local or online bookstore is going to be a good start. Invest in learning about the craft of leading a more productive life. Of course, in today's day and age, you can also hit the internet for advice. Go for it. Just be aware that internet content isn't as curated, so not all of it is of value. Use your judgment and you'll be fine. Sometimes you have to invest in some more elaborate education. Maybe you need to sign up for classes or workshops to gain the skills you need, or some coaching with an experienced teachers who can guide you while you build more productive habits. And remember, a mindset makeover can sometimes be even more effective at raising your well-being and productivity as learning new productivity techniques would. Get the education you need and put it passionately into practice, and it's going to bear fruit for the rest of your life. Second, invest your awareness. Before we can fix things, we need to know what's broken. I believe that just like a detective or a process engineer, we need to constantly be on the lookout for time-wasting behavior that can be improved. Is your workspace set up well and organized? Is your work phone configured to make your life easier? Does your filing system work for you? Can you use your computer software efficiently? Remaining aware will point out inefficient behaviors or frustrating usage of tools. Once you identify the problems, you can then go ahead and try to remove or optimize them. Third, invest your time. Learning new productivity techniques takes time and energy, and not all techniques might work for you. But don't give up too quickly. Give each technique a dedicated and earnest try. Don't quit after a couple minutes or a couple of days. Stick it out before you decide whether a productivity technique is for you. But learning is not the only way you should invest your time. One of the most important, if not the most important thing you can do with your time is to use it to think. It's actually amazing how many people are hugely productive with low-impact busy work, staying on autopilot and not thinking about what the goals are that should or could be achieved, or if the work they're doing is the right work to be doing. Think about your goals, think about your priorities, think what if, what else? Stretch yourself. So go ahead and schedule some thinking time. You won't regret it. 4. Invest in your tools. There are a lot of dedicated productivity tools out there, from organizational tools to planners to software applications to do various jobs. Do a thorough study of the types of tools that you use most. If your research shows that a specific tool is truly helpful to you but isn't one of the available cheap or free ones, consider even spending the money and purchasing it. The proper tool for the job is not only more productive but also much more of a joy to use. Treat yourself. I would even go that far as to suggest that if you have a need or a desire for custom software or some such thing, which can simplify your life and you're not yourself a programmer, have somebody develop it for you. If it's something you're going to use with joy on a regular basis for a long time, it might well be worth the investment. Even your environment can in essence be categorized as a tool. Is your study or work environment conducive to your productivity? Are you comfortable in your office chair? Do you need a pair of noise-canceling headphones to minimize background noise? Is some financial investment or maybe just some plain elbow grease required to get you set up so you can work and focus better? Don't overlook the importance of the work environment on what you're able to accomplish. 5. Invest deliberate practice to streamline the process. It is not enough to have the right tool for the job, you also have to know how to use the tools efficiently. For example, if you have a job that requires you to use a text editor a lot, invest in learning how to type fast. I'm also an advocate of knowing how to use keyboard shortcuts for tasks that you do most often. Why search for the mouse, locate the cursor on the screen, click on 3 different buttons and links, when the same task can possibly be achieved by hitting something like Control-4 on the keyboard? Over time, increase your repertoire of such keyboard shortcuts. There's no need to learn all of them or many of them at once, but when you identify an often repeating task, consider creating or learning a shortcut or macro for it. The effort of doing this is going to be repaid 1,000 times over and make your work much more enjoyable. 6. Invest creativity. Some tools are linked very tightly to your personality, to how you process and visualize information, and you won't necessarily find what works for you off the shelf. In that case, I suggest you invest your creativity and design your own. Planners are one such example. There are thousands of different planner layouts out there, from we-get-a-glance types to a myriad detailed daily page formats. However, if a planner does not work for you, then you won't be using it, or at the very least not enjoy using it. I would urge you in such a case to just go and design your own. Just start with a blank page and figure out what works for you. Doodle, simplify, change things around, try different ways, test them for a while. Eventually you'll figure out a way that makes sense to you. Later on, if you want or need to, design custom templates in your favorite program. I have used Excel for this, and print them out. Nowadays, it's easier than ever to create professional-looking documents yourself. Investing your creativity in designing your own tools and techniques can empower you to take control of your everyday productivity. 7. Invest in your well-being. Last but not least, invest in your well-being. If you feel exhausted and run down, it becomes very difficult to be productive. To be productive, you have to be kind to yourself and do things that help you recharge your batteries. So go ahead and schedule some R&R. Maybe for you that's a night out with friends, a hike through the woods, or just curling up on the couch at home and vegging out in front of the TV once in a while. Also, don't hesitate to invest a bit of extra sleep if you need it, or pay a bit extra at the market for that healthy fruit that you crave. And yes, part of investing in your well-being is also not to feel guilty about taking some short breaks throughout your work or study day once in a while. Give your brain a break, your body some movement, and you'll be more productive once you refocus on your work. You will be in a much better condition to be productive if you treat yourself well and are able to balance the various aspects of your life. Those are the tips I wanted to share with you today. I hope you find them useful. If so, please take a moment to like or subscribe. You can get the show notes for this episode on the Study Authority website at http://www.studyauthority.com/17008. I'd love to hear how you invest in your productivity and how your investments are paying off for you. Please leave your comments in the comment section so that we all can learn from each other. Until next time, as always, learn with passion.